Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Now look, we're all guilty of indulging in a few too many unhealthy habits, but our guest today is someone who is on a mission to merge healthy living while satisfying your sweet tooth. She believes healthy and yum should always be in the same sentence, and so do we. Welcome to the show, Maitha Alowais.
Thank you so much, Katie, for having me. I'm so excited to be here and share my treats.
Not at all. We're excited to share. We're excited to eat your treats and also to see your treats. Tell us about healthy and yum. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so healthy yum is really important to me because if you think about it, a lot of the times when we think of healthy, we don't necessarily think it's tasty, especially when it comes to desserts. Now, we've gotten a lot better when it comes to food. You know, we know how to have a delicious type of burrito that can be made of good grains. But when it comes to treats, I've always struggled. So I was like wanting to make a point to show people that you could always have something that is healthy and yum in your whole life.
So this is your business,
yes.
Through and through. Let's open the treats.
Okay.
We can't talk about healthy and yum and not just like get into them. So we need to get into them.
Sure.
How long has this been up and running?
Yeah, so I actually launched during COVID.
Amazing.
It was in May 2020.
Take your time. This is beautiful packaging, by the way.
Thank you, guys. I used real dried flowers.
Oh no.
It's okay. Alrighty. Here we go.
So it's a COVID business.
It was a COVID business. I'm the recipe developer.
Okay.
So I basically, you know, obviously in and out. I'll tell you why I actually started it. But
oh my.
Okay,
days.
so I will try to lift this up without it falling.
Is that this?
Okay, let me. Slowly.
The whole office is gonna be watching now, being like, "This is the one I want."
Everyone's calling dibs already.
Okay, looks unbelievable. Talk us through your favorite one.
Okay, so my favorite changes every now and then. At the moment, there are two that are my favorite. There is my unexpected, which is basically a double chocolate chip cookie. Now, I say it's unexpected because I don't want to tell you what's in it. You need to try it, and then you're going to say, okay, what is that texture? It's good, but you'll be surprised as to what it is.
Okay.
So that's why it's called unexpected. The other one that is an all-time favorite of mine is my cookie that has a brownie inside. Because if you think about it, you want a cookie, you want a brownie, so you might as well just have it all in one.
Now, I feel like for reporting duties, I should have the unexpected.
I think you should.
I think I should.
Are you a dark chocolate lover?
I'm an everything sweet treat lover.
Then
to be honest.
you will have to have that then. And so then you can do the honor. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
These are amazing. So are they all raw because you're a plant-based nutritionist?
So no, they're not raw. Basically, they are all free from gluten, dairy, eggs, and refined sugars.
Okay.
And yes, so I do have a background in plant-based nutrition, and I'm currently studying to be a holistic nutritionist as well because I really want to ensure that I can continue to educate my followers. You know, we're not all about just selling treats. We want to create a community. I call them my treat tribe.
Cute.
So treat tribe, hello, if you're listening. And yeah, so the whole idea is I want people to crave a healthy mind. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Has anyone ever heard of that?
A healthy mind? As in?
Yeah, so exactly. So everyone always thinks that if you're craving something, it has to be something bad, right? But why not crave a healthy mind? And a healthy mind is basically a sustainable lifestyle that allows you to live your best life. Why do I say that? It's because if you think about it, we're constantly told that we need to be restricted in order to be healthy, right? We can't have X, Y, Z, that's how we're going to be healthy. And so I really want to break that mindset, and I want people to know that if you have an intolerance, you know, I have an intolerance, everyone has somewhat of an intolerance, that you don't need to feel restricted. You could always enjoy what you're eating, and that's basically the whole concept here.
This is amazing. Where does all of this passion come from? Like, you're clearly super, you know, like this is your brand and it's everything, but also you can see that there's a real passion there to get people eating healthy and yum treats. Where does that come from?
So it's a bit of a combination. I struggled with an eating disorder for over, I would say, about a decade. And, you know, when you're growing up, it's very difficult to understand what healthy actually means, because each person might think like healthy means you can't eat everything. As I was mentioning, you can only have fruits and vegetables and so on. And so I struggled a lot, and I wanted to make sure that when I do create something, because I've always loved being healthy, even though I didn't understand what healthy meant, I thought I had to be restrictive, that I really want to change that. You know, when you're in this type of industry, it's so easy to tell everyone, only have something if it's guilt-free, only have something of X, Y, Z. And I don't want people to think that, and I don't want them to be in a vicious cycle of dieting all the time. So I do censor those kind of words. I don't want to use the word, you know, even though like we love to use the word guilty pleasure and things, but like guilt-free and so on, because why do we have to feel guilty?
Sure.
Why can't we just eat what we enjoy? Now, so not to say like go crazy and gobble everything, but that's really where the passion comes, and I really want to have that responsibility to talk about that.
Well, what's interesting is you shared something obviously deeply personal there, and you have a platform where you're educating people. So I think it's amazing that you have a platform where you're sharing the fact that you had an eating disorder, and you're showing people that you can kind of be healthy and be strong. So is that kind of the message that you're sharing through your platform?
Basically. So you know, back then I think I started baking maybe when I was the age of 12. I mean, I wasn't like a professional baker. But every now and then I do some baking, and then I would look into all the ingredients that I would have in there, you know, a lot of butter, a lot of sugar, and it did cause a lot of anxiety back then, and I wouldn't eat anything. And so, you know, now it's like I bake and eat them too. But the messaging of it all is just basically, you just have to, it's important to be vulnerable, to show others that you are also a human. Within like a month or so, I actually opened up, and I never really opened up to many people, and I just decided I felt so comfortable to talk to my followers back then after 1 month, just saying, by the way, this is what happened to me. And a lot of people reached out to me and said they also are struggling, they also have this issue. And then from there I was like, okay, I need to make sure that I have that responsibility, and that also it's that it can still be fun, it could still be something you enjoy. You don't need to have this anxiety when it comes to food.
That's amazing that as well as growing a business, you're kind of creating that personal connection with your treat tribe. What type of conversations do you have unfold there?
So there are so many different types. It really depends. A lot of people want to understand more about, you know, what does plant-based mean, for example. There are a lot of words coming out. There's vegan, there's plant-based, there's vegetarian. So I try to break down, you know, what the definitions are. How is it that you can include more plants in your life? And people think, oh, a plant is a vegetable. No, it's a seed, it's a grain. There's so much that people just think it's not, you know, it's either a fruit or a vegetable. So we talk about different things when it comes to even like having a healthy mind. I've mentioned a few times about my mental health struggles in the past. So that was something that was relatable to a lot of my followers. And I try to share simple recipes when it comes to food. I show, you know, that I've ate this pasta and the base of it was a beetroot, but it tasted really good.
Yeah, this is what's really interesting. I love seeing that. And then it actually, because back when we were growing up, you know, butter was such a key ingredient. And actually there was anxiety attached to food because there weren't the options of healthy choices. But having platforms that share better healthy choices, it makes food much more interesting for us.
Yes, exactly. So it's just really important that I just, you know, I want to spread wellness in every bite. I know it sounds like something, but I generally do. I just want to always have that open conversation. I mean, I called it Maitha and Treats because I really am part of the brand, and I want to continue to do that because it's so important. I mean, how many of us, when we know the person behind the brand, we're more relatable to? We're more like, I actually really do enjoy this. You get a bit more satisfaction, and so I want that. You know, I want to be that person for them.
You mentioned a second ago bite, and I have actually this unexpected, and I can actually smell it from here.
Okay.
You know that really good, it's like a really good like cookie chocolate smell.
Right.
It's coming already, and I'm like,
okay,
I can't just have it sitting here and not eating it, so I need to do it.
So you can do the honors to go ahead.
Will you join me? Or will you just
Sure. I'm thinking now, but I don't want to take it away from everyone else though.
It's so Moorish. It's like a brownie. It's super chocolatey.
I wonder if you got in the texture yet.
It's super chocolatey, but that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Did you feel any texture in there that was a bit like? Okay, can you?
I don't know what you're saying. So at the beginning, if you're just joining the show, Maitha is explaining one of her treats. What is the basis of all these treats again?
So it is basically gluten-free oat flour and almond flour.
Okay, and this is the unexpected. It's unexpected. So it's super chocolatey, by the way.
Yes.
And I've just had one bite, and I feel like it's satisfying.
Yes.
It's definitely satisfying, but what's in it? I'm so bad at these games. I've done like a MasterChef thing before, and I was like the worst person for it. But I know what you're saying. It's like a sticky togetherness.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Are we gonna
do you want me to help
here?
you? Should I just help you with
please.
that? Yeah. So basically, that has dried apricots in it.
Oh, I wasn't gonna get that.
And don't worry, guys, it's not raisins because a lot of people apparently don't like raisins. But I mean, this one does have that. The rest don't have like a lot of like hidden fruits in it. But that one, that's actually the one I started with in the confidence.
This is delicious. I'm gonna enjoy this when I have my coffee after the show. That is really, really amazing. I'm gonna take all of these. That staff can go. Really, really good. What is one of the biggest myths, food myths that you deal with when you're talking to your followers?
They basically think that a calorie is everything. And that, you know, if they have something that is, like, I have some people who are very fearful, and I don't blame them, because that's something that we've been, you know, brought up with. We've been surrounded that if you want to be healthy, then you should stick to 1,000 calories. I mean, these things are pretty crazy. I'm not sure where they're learning all of this from. So for example, I purposely don't put the calories straight away, because I'm aware that I'm not the only person who's been affected by looking at numbers. When I look at numbers, I start to get a bit anxious, even though if I know something has something good in it. So I really try to, when they say, hey, can you please show me everything, the breakdown and so on, I'm very happy to share it, but I say that I have it on my website rather than just next to the treat, because I want them to enjoy something, and if they know that it's from natural ingredients, then why are they always fearing it? You know, I'm not saying to eat 10 at one go, but that's for everything in general. So that was, I think, one of them. It's just the fear of I think it's like the weight. You know, they're very
conscious of these things. In future for Maitha and treats, so for example, this is just, we're talking healthy and yum, and getting goodness in a bite, so it doesn't necessarily need to be, you know, a fatty treat. When we're looking into the future, what about kind of other meals? Like, do you see Maitha and treats growing?
So I do want to stick to my desserts. I want to stick to my little dessert bites. I call them dessert bites because you can see they're like in small piece forms. In the future, I'd like to take Maitha and treats global. I'm definitely going to work as much as I need to just take it to this, because at the end of the day, we are always so impressed when something comes from New York, something comes from London to Paris. Why can't we bring something from Dubai to somewhere else?
100%.
So why do we not have those homegrown businesses? So that's really going to be my mission, to do that.
I love that, because it's so true. We always talk about, and we actually promote. It's like a New York restaurant has opened, and it's so rare that we have homegrown brands who go big globally. So we wish you all of the success.
Thank you.
For people who want to eat this right now, how can they get in touch with you?
So basically, you can just go on my Instagram, Maitha and Treats, and there's a code. So everyone can get 30% off for everyone's watching right now. It's going to be Lovin 30, Lovin 30.
We also need to put this on Instagram stories to make sure people see it.
Yes.
Lovin 30 to get your discount?
Yes. So upon their checkout, they can get 30% off.
Sweet. Oh, sweet. I didn't mean that. Thank you so much, Maitha. That is amazing. A homegrown brand who's going to go big. Thank you so much, guys. That is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning. Bye from us.
Bye-bye.